Today I have the latest Chronofix that is in collaboration with Seconde Seconde. It is another asterisk watch and I have it hands on. This is just a really cool watch with a beautiful bracelet. You guys know I've done a collaboration with Chronofix with my watch club, the Gotham Watch Club. This is my watch, but dialed up to 11 with not only the materials and the bracelet and the bezel, but it's also just really fun. I have one hands on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at a really cool collaboration between Chronofix and Seconde Seconde. So this is the second collaboration that Chronofix have done with Seconde Seconde. The first version has sold out. That was based on their dive watch. So it was essentially the watch that I have on my wrist, which is the Gotham Watch Club collaboration that I did with Chronofix. I will show you that watch side by side with this watch. However, there are some significant differences between that original collaboration, the watch that's on my wrist, and this watch. Most notably is, of course, the movement. The movement inside this watch is a Sellita SW200 compared to the other versions that got a Seiko NH35. Also, you are getting a bracelet on here that is very, very cool and really nicely made. I love the bracelet on this watch. It does make it look a little bit extra, and I like that, obviously, and I really love bracelets, so especially on a dive watch. And this is a dive watch still because you are getting 200 meters of water resistance. You get a screwed-in case back and a push-pull crown because you are getting a very special crown on here made to look like the lever that you use to open up a vault door. So you have these little prongs on it, and there are 3 of them, so it looks like that lever that you would turn to open up a large vault. Very, very cool idea. And then you have a bezel that looks like the dial that you turn to enter in the code for a vault. Again, the whole theme here is vault, basically a bank safe or something like that. Asterisk is on the dial right there. This is in celebration of the 55th anniversary of the Asterisk in Switzerland album. So that's the reason why they have done that. If you're not familiar with Asterisk, he is the main character in a French comic book, and it is a very popular French comic book. So this is in celebration of the 55th anniversary of that album. And you can see he is on that dial listening to the vault to obviously try and open it. So there are a lot of little details on the dial and on the case that make this watch really special. And there's some arrows that point in either direction. Again, you would see that when you're looking at a vault and you're going to enter in the code that you could turn it in either direction. So you do have a friction fitted bezel on here and it goes in either direction. Very cool. And then, of course, you have a very straightforward dial, except, of course, the fact that Asterisk is listening to the side of the wall of the watch. But everything else is pretty straightforward. You get lume on there, you have fence post hands, those are filled with lume, and then you have a lollipop second hand that is filled with lume. And again, you're getting a Sellita SW200 in this watch. And one other difference from this watch versus the watch that's on my wrist and the previous version of this collaboration, this says fabricated in Switzerland right at the bottom of the dial. So there you go. So this is actually made in Switzerland versus the non-Swiss made version that is on my wrist. But take a look at this bracelet. First off, it tapers. You have flat links here, and then you have a straight end link, but it does match the case really, really well. It's a beautiful bracelet that I did not know would look so good on this watch. It has a double push button opening. You have some small links on here, so you don't really need half links. It takes screws and it fits perfectly. It doesn't pull hair. I really love this bracelet. I think it looks fantastic, and I think they should offer it on all of these watches. I think every single Chronofix diver should be offered at least as an option to get this bracelet. I'm not sure if they're going to offer this for their other models, but currently I know that they are not offering it on the Gotham Watch Club version, although there are only just a few, like a handful left of those. I'll show you the watch that's on my wrist that is still available to order, and I'll tell you pricing on that as well. If you like that watch, definitely go ahead and order it. They are about to sell out, so you could be one of the last to buy one. This is a 37 millimeter dive watch. It's just over 37 millimeters. I would say it's like 37.5 millimeters, somewhere in that range. And then you have around a 12.5 millimeter thickness. That's including the boxed sapphire crystal. The lug to lug is 45.9 millimeters, so essentially 46 millimeters. This will wear really well on all wrists. If you have a large wrist, a very large wrist, and you don't like small watches, you're probably not going to like this watch. But if you could pull off a 38 millimeter, you're going to love this watch because it really does wear very comfortably, and I think it looks fantastic. Let me show you the watch that I have on my wrist. Like I was saying, this is the Gotham Watch Club collaboration that I did with Chronofix, and I absolutely love this watch. I think it's just really good looking. It says Gotham Watch Club, New York City at the bottom. That is actually loomed. So the Gotham Watch Club, that frown logo that I came up with, is loomed, and everything else is loomed as well. So all of the indices are loomed, the hands are loomed, very liberally applied with loom as well. This is essentially the same watch that we're looking at today, except you are getting a ratcheting bezel, which sounds really good, and you are getting a different bezel insert. Also, obviously, the dial and the crown are very different, and inside this watch, you are getting an NH35. So, if you don't care about that Swiss movement, the Sellita SW200, they have these available on their website, and they are $380. It comes with, I believe, 2 straps, an orange strap and a NATO strap, which is pretty cool. So you're getting 2 straps for that $380, and it's a great looking watch. Also, it's not Swiss, so you're not paying all of the Swiss tariffs that are currently, going around, even though they are coming down. But, something to keep in mind because they are pretty high. And I mean, look at that. On my 7.5 inch wrist, this looks phenomenal. And there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. It is a little bit thinner than the NH35 version because the Sellita SW200 is slightly thinner. So this is slightly thinner than the watch that I just showed you. I think it's just the case back that might be a little bit thinner, but you can see that bracelet looks so good on my 7.5 inch wrist. Again, this is a 37 millimeter dive watch. It's just over 37 millimeters, and it has a 12.5 millimeter thickness. This gets a 45.9 millimeter lug to lug. Well, there you go. I figured I'd show you both watches to see the loom on both watches. You can see there's a lot more loom on the standard dive watch version, my version, the Gotham Watch Club, and you have that little Gotham Watch Club logo that is loomed as well. The hands are fully loomed, and then you have a lollipop loom on that second hand, which looks really good as well. There are a couple of other little details on the Seconde Seconde version, the new version, that are really cool. You do have that red date window, which looks phenomenal. I really like that. It's not a color match date window. It's definitely very legible, but it's bright red and it looks really good. And then at the bottom of the dial, it says Submarines, which normally that's what mine would have said. If you buy the standard version, it does say that, and then automatic. And then below that, I think it says 25 rubies on this version, except the 25 is crossed out. It's 24 or 25. I don't remember what a Sellita SW200 has, but it's just crossed out. So it just says rubies. Kind of clever. Obviously, he's trying to break into a safe. It makes a lot of sense. So, pricing on this watch. This is $720. So I'm pointing at the Swiss version, the Seconde Seconde collaboration. So that is obviously more money than the standard version, which is $380, but you are getting the Sellita SW200 and you are getting a bracelet and a strap. So the bracelet on here is really nice. And the fact that they're doing all of this customization, that customized crown is pretty incredible. The bezel, the dial, all the little details, it is pretty cool. So I think they did a great job, and I think that's an excellent price for this watch. It's one of the coolest collaborations that I have seen with Seconde Seconde, and I really love all of the collaborations that Seconde Seconde do, and I feature a lot of them here on my channel, and this is just yet another one. So either way, whatever watch you like, they make a standard version without the Gotham Watch Club as well. Definitely check out their website. I'll put a link to the Chronofix website down in the description below. They have some great watches. Definitely check it out. They just came out with some awesome chronographs, the Type 20 chronographs, and they are releasing some really cool watches in the future. I am very excited about what they are doing there, and here you go. Just proof that they're doing some really cool stuff. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next video.